Hey guys, it's Bex. Welcome to another video. Today is a very exciting video because it's my birthday today, and me and my fiance just got back from Barnes & Noble, and I have a big, huge stack of books in this bag. So we're going to be doing a book haul, and as you guys will see, for my birthday this year, I wanted books like always. So my boyfriend decided, he didn't know this challenge thing existed, but he agreed to it. So he let me get as many books as I could hold and in the amount of time allotted, which you'll see in the first clip I said 2 minutes, but we ended up doing 3 minutes just because I just knew I would be slow, and you'll see, but the beginning was I had like one book in the first like minute. So yeah, we did 3 minutes. He let me look around for probably like 5 minutes before. We didn't film that part because he was kind of looking around at his own books. That is the first little part of this video, so I will insert that, and then we will get to the book haul of these books. And I also have other books that I've gotten in the last few weeks that I wanted to show you guys too. So before we start, I will insert the clip right here of me doing my little book shopping challenge. We're going to be doing the boyfriend, in my case fiance, buys me books for my birthday challenge. I don't know what it's called. So it is my birthday today, and we're at Barnes & Noble, and I think we're going to do a 2-minute time limit, and I'm just going to carry them, and we're going to look around first a little bit and scope it out. So let's go.
Get it.
Billy Summers or 2260.
1 minute down.
Oh,
She got one book. It's 1 minute. Get it.
Late Misery.
Get it.
No, not right now. Totally later.
I'm buying it. Dracula's. Two of them.
The series.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Go get it.
Should I?
Yes. Yes. Jeez.
Okay, you can stop it.
Time's up. How much is that gonna cost?
Okay, so you guys probably just kind of saw the books, but still, I'm gonna do a book haul, of course. So just starting out from the top of the bag, they're not organized in any way. I decided at the last second to get this book. Don't know when I'm gonna read it, but it is huge. It by Stephen King. This is going to be the longest book I've ever read when I do read it eventually. It is so floppy. Look at that. That is so nice. If you don't know, this is about this like killer clown that basically takes children and he like kind of haunts this town of Derry, and he like lives in the sewers, and it's about this group of friends who are like maybe 13 years old, and they kind of band together to try and banish the clown. So I've seen all of the movies. I think there's 3 total. There's the old one, and then there's the new 2 that they split into 2 parts, and they're all very good. And I've just heard this book is amazing, which I wouldn't be surprised because the story is amazing, and just Stephen King is a great writer. I have read 2 Stephen King books, 1 novel and 1 novella. I have never read a horror book by him or a horror book really in general, so I'm nervous, but this is the first book we got. All right, the next book was A Lucky Find, Lovely War by Julie Berry. I had like a list of books that were on my radar, and this was on there, and I kind of forgot about it in the moment, so I wasn't even like looking for it. But we just happened to be by the section it was in. I don't even know what section it was. And I just happened to see the spine, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've heard amazing things about it. I haven't heard a lot about it. What I have heard were really good. I think it's like a historical something about World War I and World War II. Okay. And it's told by the goddess Aphrodite. I think there's, I don't know if it's like a romance, but it says it's filled with hope and heartbreak, prejudice and passion, and reveals that though war is a formidable force, it's no match for the transcendent power of love. So yeah, it's really pretty too. I honestly really like the cover. Ooh, the next 2 books I'll talk about together because they're part of the series, and that is Supernova and Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. These are the 2nd and 3rd books in the Renegades trilogy. Is that the name of it? I think. I don't even know. Yeah, it is. I read Renegades earlier this year, and it was 5 stars. I loved it, and I just still haven't gotten around to reading the rest because I didn't own them. These were also on my list, so I'm really glad that I found them. This is a young adult sci-fi series about superheroes. That's like pretty much the way to describe it. Really excited to finish the series. I am pretty hopeful that it is going to be a 5-star series for me. This book I'm so sneaking excited for, and it was also on my list. Most of these were, not all of them. Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. This is funny because maybe this is cheating. I mean, it's not, because my fiance literally said, go ask. I was looking for this book in the fantasy section, and I hadn't yet gone to the YA fantasy section, but I was going to, so that's another reason why I was like, no, we were like right next to the lady, and she could like hear us talking, and she was like, do you need help finding anything? I was like, oh sure. So she led us to the section where this book was, and she gave it to me. What if I didn't want to buy it? So then I had to hold it for like 30 seconds until she like was out of the area, and then I put it back, and then we went to the front to start the challenge. And while we were like walking back to the front, she like was near us and probably saw that I wasn't holding the book anymore, so I just felt really awkward. But I did end up getting it, and long story short, I don't really know what this book is about except that it is a YA fantasy about dragons. Here, I'll read you guys the synopsis, and it does say it is a series. I don't know how many books. I don't know if they're all out. It looks like this came out in like 2020. It says,
Annie and Lee were only children when revolution changed their world, giving everyone a chance to test into the governing class of dragon riders. Now they are both rising stars in the new regime, even though Annie's low-born family was executed by dragon fire, while Lee was born to the very aristocrats who used to rule the city. A childhood at the same orphanage forged their friendship, and 7 years of training have made them rivals for the top position in the dragon riding fleet. But everything changes when survivors from the old regime surface, bent on reclaiming their city. With war on the horizon, Lee must choose to kill the only family he has left or to betray everything he's come to believe in. And Annie must decide whether to protect her dearest friend or step up to be the champion her city needs. I'm out of breath. Loyalty and love are tested in this gripping adventure that asks what matters most, the family you were born into or the one you've chosen.
Also really like the cover, and you can't really see this, but the second one is called Flamefall, and it has a little picture of it, and it looks really pretty too. I can maybe insert a picture of it closer up for you guys. Apparently we're gonna start a new series. What's new? What do we have next? I don't even know. Okay, Lightlark by Alex Astor. This was one that I randomly picked right before we left the YA fantasy sci-fi section. So that is what this is. I think it has romance too. It is also a series, starting another series, of course. Ooh, the synopsis is really short. It says, because I also don't really know what this is about.
Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game.
That sounds so amazing.
Where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything.
I think the second book's out called Nightbane. I don't know much about that at all. I don't know, again, how many books there's going to be. I've heard good things, and I also am pretty sure that I saw that it's becoming some sort of movie or TV show. So that's always exciting. Getting close to the end. Oh, we actually have 4 books left. Okay. The next one, ooh, I'm so excited for this. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Also soon to be a major motion picture, which I'm so excited about because it stars Elle Fanning and Dakota Fanning, who are sisters, of course, if you didn't know. They're really good actresses. This is about 2 sisters during World War II, and that's all I really know. It says,
with courage, grace, and powerful insight, best-selling author Kristen Hanna captures the epic panorama of World War II and illuminates an intimate part of history seldom seen, the Women's War. The Nightingale tells the stories of 2 sisters separated by years and experienced by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom. In German-occupied, war-torn France, a heartbreakingly beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of a human spirit and the durability of women. It is a novel for everyone, a novel for a lifetime.
I've never read a Kristen Hanna book. She's obviously so widely loved, and I've just heard that all of her books are amazing, and I feel like this one just was calling to me the most, and I've been wanting to read it for a long time. So I finally own it. I am a little bit nervous because it's really big, and just the material. Yeah, it's almost 600 pages, but I am just so excited to finally get to it. I already know what this is because it is massive. And oh no, it's bent right there. And honestly, it's fine. Like, the books are gonna get bent over time. So another Stephen King book, 11/22/63. This story honestly sounds so stinking interesting to me. I don't know why. It just is like a genius plot. So it says,
life can turn on a dime or stumble into the extraordinary, as it does for Jake Epping, a divorced high school English teacher in small-town Maine. While grading essays by his GED students, Jake reads about such a destined moment through a gruesome, enthralling piece penned by janitor Harry Dunning. 50 years earlier, Harry somehow survived his father's slaughter of the entire family. Jake is blown away, even as a more bizarre, life-altering secret comes to light when his friend Al, owner of the local diner, enlists Jake to take over the mission that has become his obsession, to prevent the Kennedy assassination. How? By stepping through a mysterious portal in the diner's storeroom and into the era of Ike and Elvis. I don't know who Ike is. Of big American cars, sock hops, and cigarette smoke. Finding himself in warm-hearted Jody, Texas, Jake begins a new life. Yet all turns on this treacherous road led straight to a troubled loner named Lee Harvey Oswald. The course of history is about to be rewritten.
If you don't know, Lee Harvey Oswald is who assassinated JFK. I don't really know what this genre would be considered, because I don't think it's like horror. I guess it's like magical realism. I don't know. Like, I'm very curious. This isn't as long as it, is it? No. It's about 100-ish pages shorter, which is probably going to be maybe the second longest book I've ever read. We got some chunks in this pile. That is for sure. All right, next we have another Stephen King book. I told Jake, as my fiance, as we were checking out, I was like, we're gonna need a whole Stephen King shelf after this, because I just bought 3, and then I already had The Talisman and a novella by him, so gonna need a whole designated shelf. This is short, so that's nice. And this is also a movie, Misery. I haven't seen this movie in so long, which I'm kind of glad, because I want to read it and then watch it again. But it was really good. I really liked the movie, and it's about this author and this crazy fan who I think kidnaps the author to make him rewrite the ending of one of the books, or make another book changing the ending because she didn't like it or something. Let me read it real quick. She is mad that he's going to kill off one of his main characters in one of his series. Her name is Misery, and so she wants him to literally rewrite the story and change it just for her. So yeah, this one is only 340 pages, so way shorter, and be a nice little change from all of his bigger books, but this one should be interesting. Oh, this is done. Our stack was getting a little wobbly over there. 2 books, nope, 1 book left. When did this book come out? don't remember. Was it the end of July? It must have been, because yeah, now that I think about it, was it like July 27th or something? I don't know. But I literally saw it, had no idea it was out, or I forgot at least, but it has been one of my anticipated new releases for the year. The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, of course. She's the author of the Inheritance Games. This is part of the series. It says an Inheritance Games novel. I don't know really even what it is about, except that I think the characters from the Inheritance Games are in it, but it's not really about them.
It says 7 tickets, an island of dreams, the chance of a lifetime. Reading the words told Lyra exactly what she held in her hand. This was a ticket, an invitation, a summons. The words engraved above the code were instantly recognizable to her, to anyone on the planet with access to media of any kind. The Grandest Game. And then, so that is the little snippet about Lyra. And then Rohan. Already Rohan had begun to classify his competition. Odette Morales, Brady Daniels, Knox Landry. He dragged the tip of his blade through the bishop, the rook, and the knight. That just left the 3 players nearest to Rohan's own age: Gigi Grayson, Savannah Grayson, Lyra Kane. Only time would tell which of the 3 would prove of the most use to Rohan, and if any of them had the versatility of the queen. Gigi. She could do this, all of it. Keep the secret, protect Savannah, and prove for once in her life that she had what it took to win.
So it doesn't say anything about the characters from the Inheritance Games, but if I remember right, I think those characters are like putting on this game, and these are some of the players of the game. And if you recognize Gigi Grayson and Savannah Grayson, they are in the, I think they were just in the Brothers Hawthorne. I don't think they were in any of the other ones. It's a cool cover. I really like it. Gotta take this sticker off. I was not expecting this, but I am glad I grabbed it, and I didn't even, like I said, totally forgot that it was out. So this was a nice surprise. That is all the books that I got today. How many books is that? 10 books. It's pretty good. And then I have 5 books over here that I've gotten throughout the last couple weeks. I got all of them through Prime Day, so they were all on sale. And they were like my birthday gift to myself. Oh wait, I have one more. I have 6. I almost forgot this one, which I will start with. This one I didn't get from Prime Day, but it was mainly the gift to myself for my birthday because I'm so excited. And I usually don't buy books that I already own, like multiple copies or multiple editions of a book, but I had to buy this one. And that is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the 3rd book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and it is so pretty. This is I took the sticker off, but this is the Waterstones exclusive edition paperback of this book, and I'm literally just obsessed. It's definitely the prettiest book I own, and that's really why I got it, because I already own this book. Unfortunately, I did check before this. It is out of stock already on Waterstone's website, so if you wanted to get it, I don't know if they're restocking it, I have no idea, but I just happened to see on Stephanie Garber's Instagram story, I think, that this had just come out, and I follow her on Instagram, so I just had to snag it. Here is the inside front. I don't know if you call it a dust jacket, I guess it's just a cover. This says, I am a monster. The back says, but I am your monster, Evangeline. And then the front right here says, once upon a time, a girl who believed in fairy tales stole the heart of a prince who had sworn never to love. That's really cool. Look at that. So pretty. So that was a little gift to myself. So now it is the star of the show on my Stephanie Garber shelf because she's my favorite author. I just literally am obsessed with her. Okay, on to the books I got from the Amazon Prime Day sale. This one I'm reading, so I have a bookmark in it, and that is Fate of the Sun King by Nisha J. Tooley. I've talked a lot about this author on this channel. This is the 3rd book out of 4 that is a part of the Artifacts of Uranus Quartet, I think it's called. Is that right? That's a 4-book series. The first book is Trial of the Sun Queen. I've really liked the first 2 books so far. I was really hoping this would be on Kindle Unlimited right away, and I'm assuming it will be soon or eventually, but it wasn't yet, so I just figured I would buy it. I don't know if that was probably a bad decision because I don't have the other books physically, but oh well. The next one is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I don't know if I'm gonna get to this summer, so it was kind of a whim that I bought it. Again, it was on sale. I think it was like $8, which is pretty good for a new book. Like, I mean, not used. And this is very widely known and loved, I think. It's like an adult romance that I've heard gives off kind of the Summer Intern Pretty vibes, but adult. So I think it's dual timeline from when she was a teenager.
It says, for 6 summers, through hazy afternoons on the water and warm summer nights, working in his family's restaurant, Percy and Sam had been inseparable. Eventually, that friendship turned into something more before it fell spectacularly apart. When Percy returns to the lake for Sam's mother's funeral, their connection is as undeniable as it has always been. But until Percy can confront the decision she made, they'll never know whether their love is bigger than the biggest mistakes of their past.
Told over the course of 6 years and 1 weekend. So yes, it is dual timeline. Never read a Carly Fortune book, which isn't a surprise because I usually don't read books like this, contemporary romance books, especially adult. But it was on sale, so really that's the only reason I got it. But I do want to read it, and I'll probably get to it next summer, which seems really stupid to buy it now, but you know how it is. Book buying is a hobby, just as reading is a hobby. The next one is The One by John Mars. This is, I keep forgetting that's not a sticker. It looks like it, but it's not. I feel like I have so many books that are either turning into movies or TV shows or that already are. So I wonder, maybe I need to do a video like reading the book and then watching the movie or something. Let me know if that would be interesting to you. I'm really excited about this book. It's honestly been on my radar for a long time, since I started really reading again in like 2022. So I finally bought it. It is a thriller, mystery thriller.
How far would you go to find the one? A simple DNA test is all it takes, just a quick mouth swab, and soon you'll be matched with your perfect partner, the one you're genetically made for. That's the promise made by Match Your DNA. A decade ago, the company announced that they had found the gene that pairs each of us with our soulmate. Since then, millions of people around the world have been matched, but the discovery has its downsides. Test results have led to the breakup of countless relationships and upended the traditional ideas of dating, romance, and love. Now 5 very different people have received the notification that they've been matched. They're each about to meet their one true love. But happily ever after isn't guaranteed for everyone, because even soulmates have secrets, and some are more shocking than others.
So it's like a thriller, but about love. I don't really know. The stack of books is so large. Okay, 2 more. This video is so long. This is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El Motar and Max Gladstone. It's a dual author book. I don't know what you call that. It has blurbs from V.E. Schwab and Madeline Miller. I literally found this book because of Lauren Roberts, the author of Powerless. I was on her TikTok and she did a video like fast-paced books to read in one sitting or something like that. And this was one of them, and it sounded really interesting, so I bought it. It's really short. How many pages? 200 pages. What is it about me, you ask? I don't know. It's so bad. If non-readers watch this video, they'd be like, why would you buy a book that you don't even know what it's about? But you guys understand.
In the ashes of a dying world, Red finds a letter marked burn before reading. Sylvie gets an unlikely correspondence between 2 rival agents in a war that stretches through the vast reaches of time and space. Red belongs to the agency, a post-singularity technotopia. Blue belongs to Garden, a single vast consciousness embedded in all organic matter. Their paths are bloody and their futures mutually exclusive. They have nothing in common, save that they're the best and they're alone. Now what began as a battlefield boast grows into a dangerous game, one both red and blue are determined to win, because winning is what you do in war, isn't it? A tour de force collaboration from 2 powerhouse writers that spans the whole of time and space.
One of the blurbs I feel like says more about the book than that whole thing did. It says, a twisting, sapphic time travel fantasy love story that never stops surprising. Readers will reach the end and want to turn back to the start. That kind of matches what Lauren Roberts said about it, I think. I think she said that she's read it at least twice, and it just makes you want to like read it over right when you finish reading it. I really don't know. Like, I just don't know, but I bought it and I'm excited to read it. Very last book, Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is actually on my August TBR, so hopefully I get to it. This is, I believe, the duology. I think the second book is called Vengeful, and I've honestly heard such good things about this book, more so recently. I don't know when it came out, but maybe it's having a resurgence or something.
The synopsis says Victor and Eli started out as college roommates, brilliant, arrogant, lonely boys who recognized the same sharpness and ambition in each other. In their senior year, a shared research interest in adrenaline, near-death experiences, and seemingly supernatural events reveals an intriguing possibility that under the right conditions, someone could develop extraordinary abilities, but when their thesis moves from the academic to to the experimental, things go horribly wrong.
Fresh, merciless, and vicious. I don't really know much about this book either. And I've never read a V.E. Schwab book. I own The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue and still haven't read it. Should I have read one book by her before buying a second book just in case I don't like her writing? Probably, but it was on sale. I was just gonna grab the stack of books, but it's way too big. Don't know how I'm gonna take the thumbnail yet. That'll be fun. But thank you for watching. I think that was 16 or 17 books. I am set now for a long time. Don't let me buy any books until like November, okay? Unless they're like new releases, then that doesn't count. As always, let me know if you guys have read any of them. Get me hyped up to read them. Let me know your thoughts on them and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.